Portions of the following program may have been pre-recorded.
The following program's views, claims, or ideas may not reflect those of WSRR Radio or StylesRebelRadio.com.
And now, we take you behind enemy lines with Lucas DeRazio and Dom Ferro on WSRR Radio.
All Browns fans will go to heaven where football season's never ending. The leaves have changed, smell it in the air. Where every morning is a Sunday morning, the grill is firing and the drinks are pouring. All Browns fans will go to heaven and our Modell can go to hell.
Welcome to another thrilling episode of Behind Enemy Lines right here on WSRR Radio, nationally local, meaning we play your local bands on a national stage, coast to coast. We are recording on Thursday, January 22nd of 2026. You guys are hearing this on Friday, January 23rd of 2026 at 10 o'clock in the morning. Thank you for joining us here on WSRR Radio. I'm Lucas DeRazio, joined as always by Dom Ferro. We just saw the NFL divisional games wrap up. We are heading into the conference championships as we are down to the week that will determine what our Super Bowl matchup is. Everyone can, start getting those Super Bowl squares ready, start making their dips, some sliders and stuff for the Super Bowl party. Dom, what's your go-to Super Bowl dish?
I mean, buffalo chicken dip.
You can't go wrong with some BCD.
With the rotisserie chicken, of course.
I'm liking that.
Not the canned stuff. Can't be having any of that.
Canned. I usually just go breast. Just get a chicken breast and throw that in the crock pot.
But they make like cans of chicken.
You would make the BCD with the cans?
No, I would never. I know like there's a lot of recipes online. They're like,
really?
yeah, just get a can of chicken and use a pound of cream cheese and sour cream and all this. They'd be doing the most. Let's just say that. Yeah. All you need is rotisserie chicken, ranch, cheese, a little bit of cream cheese in there.
I like when some people throw celery into their buffalo chicken dip.
Throw a little something on top.
You know that in like Eastern PA they call it chicken wing dip?
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I'm surprised you haven't heard that.
Like
from
Philly folk.
Out York way. Yeah.
That's
when I was in Scranton, that's what I heard. Also,
Scranton is an interesting area.
Sloppy Joes aren't sloppy Joes, they're called Wimpies, which is strange.
Like Scranton, they just do whatever they want up there. They got their own language. It's just kind of like Yinzer's, like it's very localized.
Yeah,
seems like
they just be doing their own thing, huh?
It's an interesting place up by the river.
That's right. I'm excited for some dips this year. The Super Bowl party always gets me pumped up.
What other dips? Because my problem with dips is there's way too much mayonnaise, cream cheese. Like I'm not a big fan of that kind of stuff.
You're not gonna like my dip then. I do a good sausage dip where you take a log of like breakfast sausage or it doesn't have to be breakfast sausage, but a lot of times it is. And you just put that in the pan, sear that up real nice. Then you just put a big block of cream cheese in there, melt that down. It all mixes together. You do one of those little cans of like the diced tomatoes and chilies, green chilies. Throw that in there. Get the Fritos scoops.
Now that doesn't sound too bad.
Sometimes you throw a little bit of cheese on the top there too, but I don't usually. But it's super easy. It's just a one pan thing. Then you just put the pan out for the serving dish as well.
I think that's very acceptable.
Yeah,
like a French onion dip. Like what is that?
French? Isn't that just like you just cook down like 5 pounds of onions, and then you put like chicken stock in it? I think that's usually too for like when you make French onion soup.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had that.
And then what, mozzarella over the top?
Yeah, that looks decent though. Yeah, never had it.
No,
can't say I have.
French onion dip though.
I might need to do that this weekend though. It's supposed to be real snowy. Ooh. There's a lot of snow coming through.
Sounds like it might be a soup weekend for you.
For the conference championship, I think a nice bowl of soup.
That sounds spectacular. So in the divisional round, we saw some really good games. Bills losing to the Broncos in OT. Josh Allen doing all he can, including 5 turnovers.
The last one being controversial.
Very controversial. You're still hung up on it. You weren't sure.
Yeah, because I've seen so many plays before where I feel like that's gone to the receiver, and people have said like, "Oh, he didn't make a football move." I think you could argue that he did. Like watching in slow motion is so much different than watching in real speed.
Yeah, and also, well, watching it in slow motion is so much different, but like once the call on the field is one thing, it's so hard to turn it over. That's my thing, which is obviously the conversation that happens in every living room in America when there's a playoff game on, and it's like, well, whatever the call on the field is, it's gonna, they got to have enough to turn it over. So there was obviously that, but the biggest story coming out of this moving forward is that Bo Nix breaks his ankle trying to take a knee to get set for the field goal that ends up being the game winner.
Yeah.
Breaks his ankle. Jared Stidham now going to be starting in the AFC Conference Championship against Drake May and the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting year. It's reminded me of that year when we had Nick Foles, we had Case Keenum, Tom Brady, and Blake Bortles. Like, there's just a lot. It's an interesting.
They already cooked up the graphic for that, and they put it up on the Instagrams.
I wonder if that was AI though. I hope it wasn't.
It might be. It
may have been. That's what they're doing now.
It kind of was like, I feel like they might have done it like that quickly because it was like kind of very similar art style to that one.
Yeah,
where it was Tom Brady, Nick Foles, Keenum, and Bortles. That was it, right?
Yeah.
What a motley crew. I mean, this year
it's close.
I don't know. I mean, this year it's Drake May, who's only in his second year, so jury's still out on him, but he's looked awesome. He could be an MVP. Stafford, who's going to be a Hall of Famer, and Darnold, who was a first-round pick. I mean,
yeah, but his whole career, like, it's not like
Now if you would have said 3 years ago that Darnold was going to be starting in a conference championship, people probably wouldn't have believed you.
He's favorited, and they're favored in this game, so like, Darnold in the Super Bowl would be crazy.
I would love to see Darney get a Super Bowl. That would be hilarious.
It would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Going back to this Bills Broncos game is. I don't know, like something about the way that it's going right now. And of course, there's still time. He's still fairly young. And the Bills are making the push now. They fire Sean McDermott. They obviously aren't happy with the way things are going and
they
getting far.
Keon Coleman yesterday.
Yeah? Like, who's they? Pat McAfee or something? I know that's your show.
Like, everyone on Twitter was basically clowning him because it came out like the GM basically said that was all on the coaches, like, hey, the coaches made me take him. But then people were pulling clips from back in the day when the GM was like saying like, man, I love Keon Coleman so much. So there's a lot of like people blaming each other for taking Keon Coleman.
Oh,
like,
really?
Keon Coleman's like 24 years old. He's only going into his third year, I think, and they're basically saying he's a bust and he's still on the team.
Wow.
So everyone's already trashing this dude out loud.
I mean, I feel like they didn't want to play him, and then they kind of had to because someone got hurt, right? Forget which receiver it was. Gabe Davis. That's right. Gabe Davis ended up getting hurt again. Good luck to him, old Gabriel. Hope he's all right. It could be the end of his career.
Well, it's crazy that he's a first-round guy in his second year, and Brandon Cooks is the one getting more looks.
That's right. Brandon Cooks, the man. I love Brandon Cooks.
He caught it. Cooks caught it.
He would have caught that. The efforts that he made in this game were like, holy,
yeah,
he still got it. Like the catch on the sidelines where his hand hits out of bounds.
Yeah,
that was the one to me where I was like, if he caught that and he got a knee down, like he deserves, whatever he can get.
Yeah, they both would have been game-changing plays, but both were just out of reach.
Just a hair. I will say the pick was underthrown by Allen. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, a little bit.
But is like just the feeling of this one, and of course they lose to a very good team. Broncos are one of the top 2 defenses in the league. Bo Nix and that offense are young and hungry, and they have a lot of weapons. But I just feel like a game like this, to lose like this, it almost feels like Allen might just never get over that hump. Like, is he going to be the Phillip Rivers of that class? Not that Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold yet have any rings, but like, is Josh Allen going to be the guy who's like so good, but just never gets there, never makes that final push and gets the ring?
Right now, it kind of seems that way because like this was the first year you don't have Lamar, you don't have Mahomes. You thought this was like the real chance.
Yeah,
but there will be more chances for this guy. Like,
I'm sure there will be.
He's that good. Like, I hope that. I don't think who'd you compare him to?
Phillip Rivers?
Yeah, not Phillip Rivers. I'd compare him more to like a Dan Marino if he doesn't get a ring.
Okay.
Like, he's that good.
Yeah.
He's better than Rivers was.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say it
would be a real shame if he didn't get a ring.
Yes, I agree.
It'd be like one of those guys that you name like first of guys who are like the best who never got one.
He probably, at this point, he may already be like one of the number one guys who never got a ring at quarterback. Like him, Dan Marino, Rivers, who else? Matt Ryan, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't even know if he's in that same conversation. Like,
I mean, I think
just thinking of guys, he got there but didn't win it, obviously.
Like Burrow and Lamar. Those guys.
Story's still out on them.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Long career.
We'll see. They fire McDermott. It'll be interesting to see what happens in Buffalo with their coaching situation. But the Broncos moving on. Jarrett Stidham is going to be starting in the conference championship, as I touched on earlier. The NFL Instagram page was killing me because they're like very clearly still trying to be like, no, the Broncos still can win.
Yeah.
Like they still have a shot. Jarrett Stidham's good. Like he's still good. They posted, I went to the gym. I texted you this the other day. I went to the gym and like sometimes in between sets, I'll, open Instagram, whatever. I opened Instagram 3 consecutive times, like between over a 20-minute period. And every single time the first post on my feed was a post about Jarrett Stidham by either SportsCenter or NFL.
You got the Stidham algorithm.
I do. And then I went to the NFL's Instagram page and I looked, and over 4 hours, they'd posted 6 different things about Jarrett Stidham.
They're trying to get the people hype.
Which, I guess
you
it is like you do have to run. You have to, try to get the viewership up for it and be like, no, it's still going to be a good. And I still think it is going to be a good game.
Yeah,
I mean, their defense has been awesome. The Patriots' offense, even though they've won their last 2 playoff games, obviously, and are in the conference championship, like their offense has not looked amazing. Like really, their defense has kind of held it down. They scored 28 against the Texans, who obviously the Texans' defense is really, really good, but they had a pick 6. C.J. Stroud threw 4 picks too? Like
maybe
not like
5.
Yeah, it's not like they also had they had a ton of turnovers in this game. The Patriots only scored 16 in the wild card round against the Chargers. So
yeah, the offense isn't anything amazing.
Yeah, I mean it has its moments, but
it does sometimes. Like
the Keyshawn Booty catch.
Yeah, like he's a guy. If he can play like he did last week, like making those catches down the stretch, like they're definitely in business. They're only 4.5-point favorites in this one, so I think it is going to be a good game. It will be a low-scoring game.
It's in Denver,
in Broncos
country. That's right. They're going to ride.
They will be loud and they will be riding for Jarrett Stidham. Over under 42.5. That seems high.
It does.
Both these teams.
I think it does seem high, especially when it's 2 defensive, very defensive-minded teams. I feel like.
But I trust Jarrett Stidham. Like there's not many backups in the NFL. I mean, he's probably above average for backups.
I would definitely say so. I mean, I think he's one of the highest paid backups in the NFL. I saw a clip of Jordan Palmer talking about him on the Rich Eisen show, and he was like, this is a guy who got drafted to the Patriots in the 4th round behind Tom Brady. His rookie year, he won the number 2 spot. And, this was when McDaniels and Brady had been there for a while, and, he obviously could, grasp that offense. That's why he got the number 2 spot. And then when McDaniel goes to the Raiders as their head coach, one of the first moves that they made was to bring in Jarrett Stidham. So it was obviously there's something there where they believe in him. Then he goes to the Broncos and he's with, behind Russell Wilson and Sean Payton's there. And Sean Payton kind of got thrown into the situation of having those 2 at quarterback. And all the rumblings from there were Sean Payton wanted to start Jarrett Stidham over Russell Wilson. He liked him more than Russell Wilson, but they were paying him a ton. They kind of couldn't do that. So, I mean, I don't think it's like he was the number 1 recruit coming out of high school, and I know that that's, ages ago now, but it's not like this is some bum walking off the sidewalk, this is a solid, talented guy who could possibly, they could run their offense through. I don't think the Broncos, there's any reason to count them out and not watch this game.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely be a good one. I have kind of a funny story. I did a podcast back in 2018.
Oh, okay.
First year of college, and it was an SEC football podcast. I did with some guy at Duquesne University.
This is beautiful.
All the episodes have been stripped off the internet. I can't find them anywhere.
Getting a lot of Dom's lore here.
But I was awful. It was the first time I ever did any type of podcasting. I was just trying to get my feet wet in the sports media world. But it was an SEC podcast, and there are 2 guys that we talked about a lot because they're related: Jarrett Stidham and Bo Nix. Both Auburn guys. I was talking about them back then. Didn't think these guys today would be in an AFC championship.
Yeah.
So pretty crazy.
Wow.
And that
full circle moment for you, huh?
Yeah. There were other guys like Benny Snell. I was so hyped. Him coming out.
Oh,
Kentucky.
the Kentucky running back, yeah,
I remember big him. SEC guy back in the day.
The Stiller fans were hyped when Benny Snell was the rookie, the new hot shot in town. You guys thought that he was going to be the man.
I thought so. The SEC had me fired up back in the day.
Yeah,
all the way up in Pittsburgh. We actually had he had Paul Feinbaum on the show one time.
Who's he?
The guy who I did the show with.
How did he get Feinbaum on the show?
This guy's a character. I'd have to talk a lot about it off the air, but
he does some use those connections to get Feinbaum on here.
He's had a lot of interesting folks, and now he does a different podcast where he's like just talking about like masculinity. He's like an Andrew type of guy now.
God, there we go. He's red pill.
Yeah,
he's red pill coded.
Pretty much.
Hell yeah.
He's like just the toxic like we hate women type of.
Oh, this guy sounds like a character.
So good luck finding it. You probably won't be able to.
I love that. I love to hear that. Well. We'll see what happens. I do think it'll be a good game, and I think that
sure will.
I think that people are counting him out, but according to the NFL Instagram page, like Stidham's the man.
Believe in Stidham.
Believe in Stidham. I don't think there's any reason not to. Now, going back to another team that lost and was bounced in the divisional round, real quickly here. We got another 5 minutes in this segment. C.J. Stroud, like
garbage.
Played terrible. Now played in the rain in New England. He's now become like an indoor quarterback in Houston. And in that division, you don't have to play in a ton of weather. But what's your view of C.J. Stroud now? And I know that your karmic view of him is that he got his get back for trying to humble Caleb Williams, your guy.
A little bit. That video is aged very poorly for C.J. Stroud. I was never a big C.J. Stroud guy. Yeah,
I really wasn't either.
He had like a really good rookie year, but then all of a sudden people were acting like this is a generational talent. Like we only see one of these quarterbacks every so often. He's the next Tom Brady.
I never saw that either.
People were saying all this stuff about him, and I never bought into it. So when this second and third year came, the slump, I expected it. I didn't think it would be this bad. This game against the Patriots was one of the worst quarterback performances in a divisional round in some time. So I feel for Stroud. I think he will bounce back, but right now it's not looking good for the guy. And I saw something on Twitter. He said like, I'm used to being Superman. Like I'm used to like being the guy who has to make plays, and now like that I'm playing with such a good defense, I don't have to do that. I'm like that doesn't make any sense, CJ Stroud.
I don't know what he's talking about too. Like
be balling.
He also went to like Ohio State where he was surrounded with spectacular talent.
Yeah.
Like he had Jameson Williams and Chris Olave to throw to, right?
Yeah.
Or that was Justin Fields the year that they went. Then maybe I don't think he did have Jameson Williams anymore, but
he had JSN.
He had studs all around the field. Yeah. It's not like he was playing with nobodies. Like I understand the fact that it's like, all right, I can kind of play within myself more. Like we have a great defense, and blah blah blah. But
it's not working.
Yeah, don't act like you've never been surrounded by this before. Like get out of here.
Yeah, kind of out on Stroud for right now. He's got a lot to prove next year.
There are rumblings that Davis Mills should be starter.
Really
in Houston. I mean, you look at it. He was 3-0 as a starter this year. Kept them rolling in a very pivotal time in their season to get them into the playoffs.
Who's saying that though?
Me. I am. I love Davis
You're starting
Mills.
it.
It's just me. I'm the rumblings. I'm the whispers. Davis Mills should be starting in Houston next year.
Pump that out.
Yeah.
Get all the clickbait people to push that out there. Yeah. There's rumblings.
There's tons of. I'm gonna start.
Anonymous sources.
I'm gonna start the rumor mill. I talked to someone within the Texans organization to say that they said that Davis Mills. There's a lot of buzz around number 10.
Sources are telling me Davis Mills may have a chance of the starting job next year.
That there's a QB battle in Houston.
There'll be a real battle in training camp this year.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in Houston. But number 10, don't be surprised if you see him under center next year for the Houston Texans. I don't know where they'll go from here. I feel like they have like all the pieces. Where really, like, if they would have won this game, obviously they would be contending for a Super Bowl. But like going into this game, people were like, the Texans are a team that like was a wild card team, not a divisional winner, but like probably one of the number one like contenders for a Super Bowl out of the non-division winners. I mean, other than the Bills, really.
Yeah.
I think that they're set up well, and that kind of will be the question where it's like they're good, but do they make the jump at quarterback? It's almost they're at the spot where like the Browns were when they had Baker Mayfield, where it's like we're good and we have a really good defense, and like we think our quarterback could be really good, but like what if we got a guy who was even better? Like, I don't know if they're at the point to risk it like the Browns did, and now obviously looking back, hindsight's 2020. The Browns did not pay off by getting Deshaun Watson, but like this is kind of that stage where you go into the offseason and it's like, should we go all in and make a move?
Maybe, possibly, if there's a guy, if you can trade Stroud for a really good quarterback straight up, a Justin Herbert. Maybe if Josh Allen's fed up, he demands himself out of Buffalo. Like, that's a guy you can maybe give a first round and Stroud for.
Okay.
Maybe more. Like, I can see that, but you don't get a guy who's sat out of the league for 2 years. That's what the Browns
of course. Last couple seconds here. What if we talked about other landing spots for this guy, spots where he can win now? Aaron Rodgers, maybe free agency there. That would be a little bit nutty, a little bit wild. I could see it.
Vikings, maybe?
Yeah, I was going to say Vikings were our number one spot for him, but hey, why not Texans? Great defense, great weapons all around him. This has been Behind Enemy Lines. First segment. Stick with us through the break right here on WSRR Radio.
What's the difference between the shirt you're currently wearing and the one that I am? Well, both do their job of concealing us from the outside world and social boundaries. But one little black swoosh makes yours cost nearly double. That red rectangle may not change how warm you are, but it certainly changes the price tag. The truth is, nobody cares about the details. Get to the point with GenericClothes.com. Have a laugh at the big brand clothing company's expense with shirts that simply say sports team, political statement, music band, and more. A shirt for any occasion and the perfect gift. GenericClothes.com.
Hi, this is Melissa.
And hey, it's Matt.
Coming at you from Synergy Music Studio.
We are a recording and production studio located on the south side near Chicago.
Check us out online at synergymusicstudio.com. We offer recording, mixing, and mastering.
And follow us on Instagram at Synergy Music Studio. Rock hard.
We are back here on Behind Enemy Lines, right here on WSRR Radio, brought to you by our proud partners at YourBuddiesGarage.com. Your Buddies Garage sells a selection of salvaged, used, and scrapped auto parts and accessories, perfect for a quick fix or a first stop before the shop, before you pay a pro. See what your buddies got at YourBuddiesGarage.com. That's YourBuddiesGarage.com. This is Behind Enemy Lines, your Cleveland sports talk show from Pittsburgh. And we are reviewing the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. We went over the AFC side of things really quickly. Now we'll hop over to the NFC. The 49ers getting BTA. That's belt to ass, folks.
Big time.
From the Seahawks, 41-6.
Shocking.
As the Seahawks take care of business. Rashid Shaheed with a big kick return touchdown to start the game off. 49ers never really got in their flow. Seahawks looked dominant in this one. Really, this was the worst game of the weekend.
Big
I would
time.
say. Obviously,
maybe the worst game of the playoffs.
Yeah,
probably the worst game of the playoffs so far.
I don't know. Maybe the Steelers game might have been worse. Honestly,
I mean, the first 3 quarters of the Steelers game was good. Come on now.
I don't know about that, but Seahawks taking care of business. Darny, AFC or NFC Championship game coming up here. I think the Niners are in a really interesting situation going into the postseason as well, because like I feel like last season they were kind of thinking they were going to go rebuild. They cut Juszczyk for a little bit there. They weren't sure what they were going to go do with Kittle and Ayuk and a couple other guys. They gave Purdy a big contract as he was kind of going to be their guy moving forward, and I think he still is. But this year, like, what do they do now? Like they're aging. Juszczyk's getting older. Kittle now with a torn Achilles. Ayuk didn't play any of this year.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's going to be done. Ayuk.
The GM has said like that's the last we've seen of Ayuk.
Okay.
Yeah, like they're done with him. And And from what I've heard and what I've seen on Twitter, it seems like his time in the NFL is done.
Really?
Like he made the bag and he's done.
He's done, so he just wants to be out.
That's what people on Twitter are saying. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe plays somewhere else, but like he still has to finish his contract up.
Yeah.
Like, he got a big contract, a lot of guaranteed money. Tore his ACL, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
It was a big, major season-ending injury. I think he's had 2 of them already in his career. I think he's done, unfortunately. Yeah. So, yeah, the 49ers, though, they're banged up all season.
Of course.
So, like, to make it this far, I don't know if it was surprising, like, for them, but for most of us, I'd say it was.
Yeah, and I mean, they really figured out how to get it together. Fred Warner was out in this one, too, or in the back half of the season.
You had
Nick
Mac Jones starting for a lot of games this season, too.
I mean, the fact that they pieced it together to get this far was really, really something to be proud of if you're a Niners fan. But moving forward, it is kind of like you're almost in that Steelers realm where I think they're a little bit better than the Steelers.
Yeah.
And they have been, but like you look at their roster and it's like, are we ready to win it? Like, are we Super Bowl caliber? Probably not, but like we're gonna make the playoffs and whatever. Like, do we have enough to make that final push? Do we blow it up? Where are we at right now? I think it'll be really interesting to see what the Niners do in the draft and the offseason.
They definitely need another receiver. Like Juwan Jennings, he's getting older. Kittle's getting older. Ayuk is gone. So like I think Ricky Pearsall
good, but like he's not. I don't know if he's a number 1.
Nah, not yet. He hasn't proved it yet. He's still developing though. I mean, he got shot like a year ago.
Yeah,
so.
I do. I like Pearsall.
Yeah, he's solid. But the biggest thing for me is like you have Kyle Shanahan. Like that guy wins playoff games.
Yeah,
he doesn't just make playoffs. Like they win playoff games. He's been in multiple Super Bowls. Like having that guy. As long as you got him, this team is going to be good, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're right back here next year.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see because they're just old. Like around the board, they're just like they're all their cornerstone pieces. Like McCaffrey, he's just getting up there now. Who's still running back 1 in fantasy this year? Still was obviously awesome. Like even in conversations, some MVP conversations, like he obviously still has some gas in the tank. But like, where do you go from here? Is a big question. Purdy, though, showed that he's worth the money that they gave him this year, I think. Especially now, to play devil's advocate, of course, Mac Jones came in and played pretty well for a good amount of the season. But I do think Purdy is the guy, and he's got that, I don't really like to talk about it a lot, but that it factor. Mm-hmm. But I do think if anyone's got it, it's him. Like, he doesn't have all the tools, but he has the intangibles, maybe, and, he makes it happen. I love Purdy.
Yeah, Shanahan and Purdy sticking together, like they're gonna be just fine. It's just a well-run organization. As long as they can move that practice facility from the power plant.
I was gonna say, let's talk about that quick. So this weekend we went on a little ski trip it was supposed to be on my like somewhat bachelor trip, whatever. And we were talking ball a lot of the weekend, and
for sure.
I thought it was hilarious when my brother like brought it up. He was like, "Yeah, well, did you see that? Whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, I saw that conspiracy." And he was like, "You think it's a conspiracy?" And he got pissed at me, and I was like, "Well, just because it's a conspiracy doesn't mean it's not true. Like, there's no medical backing to it at this exact time. Like, they haven't done studies on it yet, so technically, it is not a conspiracy."
Yeah, the verdict's not out yet.
That doesn't mean it's not true. I think aliens are still a conspiracy theory, but I think aliens exist.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I think we've been, greeted from other planets' beings.
True. The word conspiracy just sounds negative.
Yes.
It's made to.
I'm not saying anyone who believes in that the Niners' tendons are weaker, it's because...
It's just not proven.
It's just not proven.
That's fair.
I'm not saying that you're a freak if you think that. I think it could be true. I wouldn't doubt
that, though.
Yeah, maybe. But it's not I don't know. I thought that was hilarious, the way someone tried to bite my head off at that. I was like, whoa, take it easy. I'm not saying you're wrong.
How dare you say it's a conspiracy?
I'm not saying you're wrong, but the Seahawks look really good. I think that
is nicey.
Them against the Rams are going to be a really interesting matchup in the conference championship, and then we can go to the other side of the NFC playoffs in the Rams beating the Bears.
Yeah.
It's going to be time for Dom to get a little bit emotional. He was fully pulling for Caleb Williams. He was fully on the train. Said a couple weeks ago, maybe it was last week, that Caleb's a future MVP in this league, a Super Bowl winner in this league, a Hall of Famer in his future. Did as much as he could. I mean, only scored 17 points, but the 4th and 4 play where he's retreating back 20 yards and then just puts an absolute 50-yard seed out there to Cole Kmet.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane play.
Yeah. I mean, you said something, I think, like, most of the game, like, he's a good quarterback. He's not bad, but he's not, like, elite. But then you'll see plays that he makes. It's like no one else in the league can make those plays, which is where, like, I see the future in this guy. Like, right now, it's not completely there. He had 3 interceptions in this game. Some of them weren't as bad as others, but overall, like, he's got to fix some things and get the accuracy a little bit more on point. But he's close. Like, that dropping back to the 40-yard line and throwing that.
Yeah.
No one else in the league's making that play.
He does now. Like, yeah, I saw some TikToks and stuff that were like he had 4 different throws this year that were like throw of the year candidates.
Yeah.
And like 3 of them were in this playoff run that they've had. Like, he's obviously a stud, and he obviously has the physical tools to do as much as he can do in this league. But yeah, just the inconsistency where sometimes it's like he also had 4 of the worst throws of the season, maybe, like where he's missing guys and different stuff like that. The pick at the in OT, where they had a chance to go down and win it too, was really, really heartbreaking for anyone pulling for the Bears. And honestly, I was pulling for them in this one. I would have loved to see Caleb go and make something happen here in his second year of his career. But did you see the clip of from that play of DJ Moore kind of stopped running his route? I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't.
There was some backlash for him on social media saying that he didn't finish his route in a divisional playoff game in overtime, and then the throw looks overthrown and it gets picked off. But an absolute cluster F at the end of that one, and the Rams end up winning it. But I think that Caleb Williams just continuing to grow with Ben Johnson. I don't think there's any way or there's any reason that he can't win.
There's no stopping this train right now. Like, I'm looking at all these teams in the divisional round. There's so many question marks around all these teams, except the Bears. Like, Bears have everything in place. Like, they've got a good defense. I think if they add to that, they'll be even better. As far as the offense goes, like, the pieces are pretty much there.
Yeah. Lynn.
I don't know how much longer DJ Moore is going to be there, but, like, Luther Burden looked great down
I almost
the
called
stretch.
him Lynn Bowden, but yeah, Luther Burden.
Yeah.
Sorry. Different guy. Luther Burden looked awesome.
Yeah.
Especially for a rookie.
He needs to get a little bit better, but I still think he's a good receiver.
Still made some really, really good plays this year. DJ Moore's kind of winding down, but still I think that,
playing his role.
Yeah, he's playing his role, and I think that, maybe they'll replace him moving down the line. But yeah, I would say of the 4 teams that lost in the playoffs, they're the one team where it's just like they just need to keep doing what they're doing. You know? Or the 4 teams that lost in this round at least. And really, of all the teams that lost in the playoffs, I feel like a lot of them have question marks, and moving forward, maybe the Jaguars are the same way, where it's like they just need to keep doing them.
Yeah.
The trajectory that they're on right now is really good, but the Bears are the number 1 team where it's like, geez, like if you're another team, if you're a fan of one of the other 3 teams, or if you're a fan of one of these 2 AFC teams, you're like, I'm really glad the Rams knocked them out, because I would not have wanted to play them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the trajectory of this team is scary. Like, stopping them there is good for the Seahawks. But I think that would have been a really tough matchup for the Bears, even if they won this game.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is best for the NFL. I think we're going to get the best game that we could have gotten in the AFC Championship is this game, Rams-Seahawks.
Rams-Seahawks.
I think it's going to be a great game. Seahawks 2.5-point favorites, over under 46.5. So, seems like Vegas thinks this will be a tight one. Bit of a high-scoring
one, yeah. Very interesting, especially when the Seahawks defense has been so good. Now, Rams, obviously, their offense has got some fireworks. Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, with Stafford slinging it. Like, they've been really, really good. It's hard to stop them, and that's why I don't think that the Bears at all should, like, be upset by this loss. I mean, they can be upset, obviously, but, like, they lost to a really, really good team and a team that has an MVP candidate in Stafford, and now moving forward into this conference championship, Rams Seahawks. What are you looking at in this one? What's your crystal ball saying?
Man,
for this?
This is tough. It's been all about that Seahawks defense. That's what it's all been about. But for some reason, I think Puka is going to find a way to break out. He's going to have a massive game. I think Stafford, he'll get back. That experience is going to mean something. Yeah, I'm going with the Rams. Cover the spread at least.
The Rams do, of the teams remaining, they have the best PTL stat in the postseason.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you familiar with the stat?
Playoff time.
Proximity to LeBron. They're the closest to LeBron.
Very close.
Which is really, that's a big statistic, especially when you got Puka on the team. I really do think that there's something about him when he plays where I'm just like, Puka he just has such a great role model in LeBron, and I think that there's something there that I'm like, the fact that that's his guy and he models himself, you can tell he tries to model his work ethic and stuff after him. I'm like, he's got his head in the right place. He knows what he's doing.
And Devontae Adams, he's an all-time great. They're going to find ways to move the ball on this team.
Yeah, they're spectacular. This game obviously is more fun to watch, I think, than, this game's almost surely going to be a good game. Whereas on the other side, there's a lot more riding on whether or not Jared Stidham is going to be the guy that the NFL Instagram page wants him to be. So this one's the one that no matter what, like, I'm not going to miss this game. If something happens and something comes up and I miss the Patriots-Broncos, I won't be super bummed.
Yeah.
But this game, I want to see every snap of.
For sure. Yeah, this one that's a game where you're sitting down from kickoff to the final whistle, no matter what.
I want to see every single play.
Patriots and Broncos, this one's on CBS at 3 p.m., so I believe this is going to be Romo and Nance. And, they've been getting a lot of crap lately, and I think that's most of it's fair, especially on Romo's side. But I'm getting vibes that this is going to be a really weird game. This one's still going to come down to the end. This isn't going to be a blowout. This is one where Tony Romo is going to be losing his mind at the end of it. I just see it right now.
There's going to be a point at the end of the game where he's going to go, I don't know, Jim. I don't know.
It's just bound to happen.
I don't know. It's going to, that's 100%. It's already in the cards. It's already written in the stars.
At Mile High Stadium, they're both going to be good games this weekend.
Yeah, I'm excited for a long Sunday of football. And you guys should be too. Thank you for being excited. To listen to Behind Enemy Lines right here on WSR Radio. Thank you for listening. And listen through this final break as we go to commercial one more time before our final segment right here on WSRR Radio.
If LimeWire taught us anything, your digital music is free and open to piracy, and even manipulation when it comes to digital distribution. So why settle for a bunch of ones and zeros floating around on the internet? Make your release something special with Hellbender Vinyl. Hellbender is one of America's most trusted custom vinyl record pressing plants and works with local artists to get their next release pressed exactly to their liking. So check out Pittsburgh's first and only custom vinyl pressing plant today by visiting hellbendervinyl.com to get started. And don't forget, all customers at Hellbender Vinyl get 5 free test presses at no additional charge. Hellbent on quality, hellbent on service, hellbendervinyl.com.
Welcome back to Behind Enemy Lines here on WSR Radio. We are proudly brought to you by our friends at GenericClothes.com. We love Generic Clothes because they got some of the best shirts on the market. I'm looking at some cool ones right now. They're best sellers like the shirt tee, the music band tee, the sports team tee, the pants tee. I mean, you can't get it. They've got so many options. Anything you want, anything you can think of, it matches your personality. Nobody cares about the details. Get to the point at GenericClothes.com. That's GenericClothes.com. And Lucas, I was looking for a head coach shirt because we're still on the hunt here in Pittsburgh. They're on the hunt in Baltimore, in Arizona, in Buffalo now. A lot of head coaching jobs. Cleveland, of course. But we're behind enemy lines, and we're here. Right now, it looks like the Cleveland Browns are going to be hiring Jim Schwartz. That's what the rumblings
crystal ball projection. I'm looking at Sports Illustrated. Their top candidates are Jim Schwartz was one of them. Grant Udinski, offensive coordinator from the Jaguars. Nate Scheelhaas, passing game coordinator from the Rams. And then Jim Schwartz is their final. Those are their top 3 candidates. And it does sound like it's going to be Jim Schwartz is heavy in the running there.
Yeah.
I would like Udinski, I think, a little bit more. McDaniel pulled his name out, which I was kind of happy about. Again, I didn't really want him as a head coach in Cleveland. I would have liked him more as an OC. But we'll see what happens there. Steelers, still Chris Shula, like you had talked about, Shielhaas.
Nate Shielhaas.
Nate Shielhaas, the passing game coordinator from the Rams, like I just mentioned, just a 35-year-old. And then Flores, who you've talked about a lot. So SI right now, those are their top 3 guys. You like all those. Before we started recording too, you mentioned that like the last 3 coaches that have been hired for the Steelers all in their 30s when they get hired. So these all 3 of these look pretty good, right? What's Flores? How old is he? He's
Flores,
still 30s, right?
No, Flores is in his 40s. I believe Shula is also in his 40s. He's like 41 or 42. The only guy who's in his 30s, I think, is Shielhaas. So that interests me. But here's what I really want for the Steelers. I want them to hire Shula as the head coach. I want them to hire Shielhaas as the offensive coordinator. Bring them both in together. Shielhaas, he's the guy who, like they say, is the offensive mastermind.
Behind the Rams.
Yeah,
I've heard that.
And so if you bring them together in a package deal, Shula will handle the defense, Shielhaas will handle the offense. I think they've got something working there. And as far as like something I look into now is like prediction markets. The top 2 guys right now are Shula and Shielhaas.
Okay.
Shula is the big favorite. He's like 58% basically. Shielhaas 19. Then Anthony Weaver Mike McCarthy 17, and then Anthony Weaver 13, and Brian Flores 7, because yesterday he signed an extension with the Vikings to be their defense coordinator.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't mean that he can't be head coach for anybody. It just means that he's locked in with the Vikings for right now.
Gotcha.
But he could still take a head coaching job for next season.
Now McCarthy was your big guy that you're against. You do not want Mike McCarthy.
This doesn't make sense.
In Pittsburgh.
Like you said something like, what if you get McCarthy so Rodgers come back? If we're doing that just for a 42-year-old man to come back for 1 year, like we're in deep crap. For sure. We don't want that. Like we want a full rebuild. This thing's not working. Let's get a guy who's revolutionizing the game, trying something new maybe.
Whoa.
Mike McCarthy, 60-some years old. Like what, we're going to have him for 5 years? Like, let's think about the future. Let's continue this tradition of hiring young coaches and let them run this thing for 20 years.
I like it. I like it for you. I don't love it as a divisional rival, but yeah, I don't know. Mike McCarthy's name keeps getting kicked around, and I don't understand it, in all honesty. I mean, I don't think that
the guy took a year off from the NFL, and you're going to tell me when he's 63 years old that he's just going to jump right back into it? We need a young guy with a lot of energy. I think that's what all these teams need.
How about for the Bills right now, their top candidate after firing Sean McDermott? One of the top candidates for them, Brian Dable.
Yeah.
Former head coach of the Giants. Yeah, he was a former OC, right, with the Bills.
Yeah, they do have a bit of connection.
Yeah, when Allen made his big jump. So
yeah.
It could be an interesting hire. We'll see if that's what happens in Buffalo. Again, they're the team now, as they've moved. A week ago we talked about like where are the best teams that someone can go and win now, and like who could win a Super Bowl with a first year head coach. And last week we said it was the Ravens were the number 1 spot, but now McDermott's gone. You go from one MVP candidate at quarterback being the top spot to now the MVP from last year in the Bills. I think that this is another spot where it's like someone's going to win now. Someone's going to go there, and it's going to be kind of like a Ryan Day Ohio State situation where they're just born on third base. Like you come into a great situation.
Sure.
And they could win a Super Bowl in their first year. So
I think if the Bills hire Dable, that'd be a big mistake for them.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to win. They'll win games, but they aren't going to win a Super Bowl with him.
Right now, their top 2 candidates are Brian Dable and Davis Webb, the passing coordinator for the Broncos.
Interesting. I'm seeing Clint Kubiak a little bit, and then Davis Webb. So there's some options. I believe Clint Kubiak is he's the favorite to be the Raiders' next coach by a good amount. So if he doesn't take the Raiders job, I could see him taking Bills. It's an attractive job. Tough one to turn down.
Would you want to be a head coach in the NFL?
I mean,
sounds like too much for me.
Yeah. Like you got to work from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. every single night.
The big hire
you got to be the first one in there.
The big hire that just happened, Kevin Stefanski in Atlanta, and he looks fired up to be there.
Yeah.
I saw a video of them, like Matt Ryan was giving him a tour of the facility, and they were like, "All right, like you ready to go in?" He was like, "Yeah, let's go." And then he looked at the camera. He was like, "Am I allowed to curse on here?" And they're like, "You can say whatever you want." And he was like, "All right, let's effing go." Like he was fired up. I was like, all right, it would have been nice to see that a little bit in Cleveland, but he looks excited to be there, and I mean, part of me can't blame him for getting out, getting a new situation, moving down south a little bit. But he's fired up, and I think that they might have something good in Stefanski in Atlanta.
Yeah, Stefanski is definitely fired up, and the other day Baker Mayfield chirped a little bit. I think we got to let people know about that. So a Falcons beat writer tweeted out that Kevin Stefanski had a dumpster fire at quarterback in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson failed, which started a chain reaction to 11 other starters. Quarterback Shedeur Sanders closed out last season with 7 starts. It was like a link to an article. And then Baker Mayfield quoted that tweet from this guy. He said, "Failed is quite the reach, pal. Still waiting on a text/call from him after I got shipped off like a piece of garbage. Can't wait to see you twice a year, coach."
Yeah.
This is good for the NFL.
Very good for the NFL. Great. Very good for the division. A division that was, one of the worst, if not the worst, in football this year.
Yeah.
Adds some storylines to it for sure. I think that's really interesting, the fact that, if true, Baker saying didn't even get a text from Stefanski. Like, now, of course, Stefanski's not the GM. Like, he didn't make the move to ship him out, but you'd still think you'd get something from, just on a man-to-man level. Like, the fact that he said that did kind of change my view of Stefanski. Like, is he kind of a piece of shit?
Yeah. I mean, Baker could have reached out too. Right?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's his.
I don't think so either.
I think it's Stefanski's place to reach out and be like, I'm sorry things happen the way they have, and blah, blah, blah.
No, you're probably right on that one. But yeah, the real rivalries coming back to the NFL. Ben Johnson, Matt LaFleur, there's real hate there.
There we go.
There's real hate between Baker and Stefanski.
Ben Johnson wants the smoke from everyone, too. Yeah, that's what I like. Like, he's like, yeah, we're going to go beat Dan Campbell. Like,
yeah.
He's not thankful at all, it seems like, for Dan Campbell, like, being, putting him in an OC and giving him a chance to shine.
Yeah.
And, giving him a chance to be aggressive and stuff, too. Just being like, we're going to go kick their ass now.
He doesn't do any of, like, the fake media stuff that a lot of these coaches do. It's refreshing to see. Kind of like Signetti. Good to see him win a national championship. With
very, the very good to see. And I love, too, like, what are you going to do after this now, coach? Going to go have a cold beer.
Yeah.
Love that. Spectacular.
Yeah, he's kind of the man.
Yeah, Signetti's the man, for sure.
He's going to be in college for life.
That's right. They just got a big transfer. TCU quarterback is going to be the new guy in Indiana. Thought it was really interesting. I don't know if it's because of that, but Alberto Mendoza, Fernando's younger brother, enters the transfer portal.
Yeah, I think I saw he was going to Georgia Tech.
I didn't know he was committed anywhere yet, but yeah, I was like, why? I thought he was going to be like the guy. Like, why would you see Fernando Mendoza win a national championship and a Heisman, and then have his younger brother in the room with him with 3 years of eligibility and be like, yeah, we're going to go somewhere else? I mean, I don't understand that.
I mean, they're the ones seeing him though in practice. Like, Alberto just might not have it.
Maybe.
Like, I think Signetti would. He doesn't play around.
That is true. It's all business.
You're not cut out to win a national championship.
And that is his, now that's his standard. He wants to win a natty every year, I can tell.
It is one of the greatest hires of all time.
Yeah,
For anything, not just in sports. Like, you hired this guy and he changed everything for a program in just a couple years.
Outside of sports, I'm trying to think of any good hire.
Like,
what do you mean?
Like Steve Jobs.
I was going to say
like,
Jobs.
Up there with like Steve Jobs.
Or like the marketing guy for Facebook.
Yeah, Zuck.
In the social network.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, Zuck came up with the idea, right? And then
that's true.
Justin Timberlake was like
You're right.
The marketing guy or something. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie.
This was inspired by someone on Twitter. He said he created his own ranking of the greatest hires of all time, and like Winston Churchill and like Franklin D. Roosevelt were up there. But he had Signetti at number 1, greatest hire of all time.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I don't know if I can agree with that.
I mean, he turned the program around completely. This was a 3-win team 4 years ago.
He's got Kurt Signetti above Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan conquered like half the world.
How's that a hire? That's not a hire. Genghis Khan didn't get hired. He just got
hired by the Mongol Empire.
He just
took
the
Great Khan.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. My B. Sorry, I didn't get on my history shit.
Steve Jobs lands at number 21.
Oh,
that's a snub.
Snub. What a snub! I can't believe that. Yeah, Signetti though.
Pixar and the iPhone. Are you kidding me?
He invented Pixar?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
He just founded the studio.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know Jobs had his hand in Toy Story.
He was first fully computer generated movie.
Wow.
I think it was Toy Story.
That was the first one. Did you see that? So. Speaking of computer generated movies, you know that Chris Pratt is in a new movie and it's supposedly all AI generated.
Oh God. That sounds horrible.
Which I didn't know that. I saw all the previews and it already looked horrible. I was like, God, this looks so stupid. But then I heard on a podcast today that they're like, yeah, it's like an AI movie. Like it's yeah.
I've been a AI like fan, some would say, on this show before.
Yes. You're turning,
and I've said I've rolled it back before. I'm rolling it back. I'm almost fully out.
Yeah,
it's no good.
No good for the state of human beings.
Yeah, it just can't. Like I'm thinking, like the long term, it just can't be good. Once it becomes smarter than humans, but that's a story for another day.
There's a chance we can use it for good. But
what are the chances that the people in power will do that?
No, zero. That's what I mean. Like there needs to be obviously regulation on it and stuff and blah blah blah. But like, I just don't understand why are we using it to make movies and commercials and stuff. Like let those jobs be created. Like there's no reason to use it for creative purposes, basically.
Yeah, like Coca-Cola making an AI commercial. Whenever I see that, it drives me nuts. And that's when they lost me, when they started putting commercials. When it was just memes on Twitter, that's one thing.
Yeah.
When you start putting it in between the national championship game, that's when you fully lost me.
Yeah, I'm out. I want to see that polar bear, and I want someone to draw him.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be AI generated.
Yeah. It's not heartwarming.
Not heartwarming at all. You can feel that there's no heart behind it.
Feel the cold energy behind it.
Oh, man, don't get me started. Don't get me started. There's a dark aura around that commercial. You can see it in like the tires on the truck turning, and it's like, what the hell's going on here? I don't like it at all.
Crap.
I don't like it at all. You can spot it from a mile away.
And Grok has been going wild lately on Twitter.
Yeah, isn't he just like undressing people?
Yeah.
Like Grok, make him naked.
Yeah. And Grok says he does whatever they ask him.
Yeah.
Like, can we put these people in jail, perhaps?
You want Grok to put people in jail?
No, like,
or are you saying no?
The FBI to like arrest these people?
No, they don't care.
They don't.
There's nothing on it.
It's a lawless place in the United States, it seems.
America.
Sometimes.
Crazy, man. Crazy stuff out here. But at least we're going to get some good divisional round matchups this weekend, right?
Right.
That's the only thing we got to look forward to. Then we get to watch the Pro Bowl games the week after that. That'll be so cool.
Yippee.
That'll be awesome. Can't wait.
Dodgeball.
Yeah, dodgeball and flag football. So much fun.
The best Pro Bowl was during COVID when they just played Madden. And like these guys are like millionaires and their mics are the worst thing. They sound awful. They're just screaming over each other.
I don't think I remember that.
Yeah, well, listen to that, folks. Once this show is over.
After this, just directly go to 2020 Pro Bowl Madden.
Yeah. That's pretty great. Love it.
That's what's next up on the docket on your Friday morning. Thank you for listening to Behind Enemy Lines right here on WSRR Radio. Have a good weekend.
Peace.
The preceding program was a sponsored production. The views, claims, and ideas expressed may not represent those of WSRR Radio.